I think we need to revisit the idea that immigrants can come to Canada and get permanent residency as soon as they step off the plane. That just, in this day and age, when we're getting more and more evidence that there is a percentage of immigrants who are here whom we don't really want here, I mean, it's even being discussed by provincial leaders, as see my other video on the subject. Until a few years ago, this would have been absolute heresy for anybody in Canadian politics to even suggest that there are some immigrants that we don't want. Now we know there are, and now we can finally talk about it. Well, let's talk about it. So if we don't want them, then it's not really much of a leap to say that if they're here, then we would like to remove them, right? Well, it's kind of difficult to remove somebody who has permanent resident status. I don't even know if it's possible. So let's not give people permanent resident status until they lived here for a while, so we've had a chance to evaluate whether or not they are a good fit. Giving somebody PR status as soon as they arrive is kind of like an arranged marriage. You have to commit to somebody without knowing anything about them. So yeah, let's forget about this PR as soon as you land. Come up with a new visa status, call it whatever, 5 years probationary PR. You have 5 years to show yourself to be a decent person, hardworking, law-abiding, and all that stuff. And in 5 years' time, providing that you haven't been convicted of a crime or whatever, you get PR. And then, 5 years after that, if you want, you can probably apply for citizenship. So yeah, I was an immigrant. I wouldn't have any problems coming to Canada on those conditions. Now, this really needs to extend to all forms of immigration, and specifically including spousal, because I personally know of several people who got scammed. Canadian men who, while traveling, fell in love with beautiful women in exotic lands, who, following an extended long-distance relationship, which included trips back and forth, got married to them, sponsored them, and as soon as those women arrived in Canada and got their PR stamp in the passport, magically their relationship fell apart. But they already had the PR. That's it. Couldn't do anything about it. So, yeah. And I also know of people that go the other way, where they actually marry foreigners for money, sponsor them in, and as soon as they're in, they divorce, and then they go marry somebody else for money, and then they sponsor them and divorce, and so forth and so on. It's a good business. You can make a lot of money that way. Well, I think we need to put an end to it, because that's just stupid. We know it's happening, but until now, nobody's been allowed to talk about it, because it's like this dirty little secret. And in Canada, again, as discussed in my other video, you're not allowed to criticize any aspect of the immigration system. Well, I think that taboo has broken. When the Premier of Ontario publicly says there are some immigrants we don't want, I think we can talk about it. So yeah, I think we need a new visa status. Probationary permanent residency. And that's it.